This is the percentage of that group. Our school has unique challenges. However, there are also many advantages, such as the number of opportunities each student has to participate in a wide number of sports, in clubs, and academic events. DoDEA further provides many traveling opportunities for these students to go all over the Pacific and experience those same Far East sport events, academic events, Harvard Model Congress, and a total of 65 events were attended by these students on the stage. Additionally, during their senior year, these students took a total of 41 advanced placement classes and exams, with the potential of earning 123 college hours between them while they were still in high school. These graduates have amassed over $850,000 in scholarships, and the Salutatorian of the class of 2016 is the first Humphreys High School student to receive a full ride to West Point. Beyond their academics, the students of Humphreys High School class of 2016 have also been very active within their community, participating in JROTC Raiders, Keystone, Venture Crew, Civil Air Patrol, and volunteering with the Red Cross. As they look forward to their future, 30 plan to attend college right away. 10 plan to enter our armed forces, and a few are still contemplating their options. For the next chapter in their lives, the group will disperse across the United States from Alaska to Florida. Yet, I know they will keep in touch because they truly value the friendships they have made throughout high school. These students appreciate the value of living overseas and have fond memories of the experiences they have gained beyond the classroom. They value the accepting attitude of military children, the diversity of their friends, and the worldview they share with their fellow classmates. The students take with them many shared memories of the homecoming parades, sporting events, hanging out with friends, teachers who are friendly and easy to talk to, and the closeness between everyone, the students and the teachers. I trust they will all remember their senior walk through the elementary school this morning for years to come. These graduates plan to pursue a wide variety of careers, and I have every confidence they can accomplish whatever they set their minds to accomplish. And we know they're ready because one student shared the following advice for middle school students. Don't let others stop you from what you love to do. In 10 years, they won't matter. You will. Focus on yourself and grow to be the best person you can be. Try new things and gain new experiences. So this is my last message for you. Here we go. The moment is now. A true challenge is always worth the effort. The future will always be about making the impossible possible. Don't be afraid to take risks, otherwise you will never know your true potential. Develop an unwavering sense of purpose. The future belongs to you. Own it. You can do what you know in your heart is right, and you can never go wrong. Blackhawks soar. Congratulations, Humphreys High School class of 2016. And And remember, once a Blackhawk, always a Blackhawk. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Joey Kim, the 2016 Salutatorian.
Good evening, honored guests, friends, family, and staff. Before I begin my speech, I would like to thank my friends, teachers, family, my sister Grace, who should be out in the audience somewhere, my mom, my dad, and my girlfriend Yurei. But above all, I would like to thank my grandparents. 할아버지, 할머니 진심으로 감사드립니다. Who are actually here with me tonight from Seoul. If it weren't for these people helping me and always supporting me, I would not have the honor to be salutatorian today, to be giving the speech I am giving today, something I plan to take advantage of. To explain what a salutatorian is, I turn to urbandictionary.com. A salutatorian is a person who just missed being valedictorian by a few GPA points. A very miserable person indeed. For some, second place may be the first loser, but for me today, it is certainly an honor to be the salutatorian for the class of 2016. And as we stand up together on stage to graduate, looking back at the 4 years of high school, I would like to say high school was much like a complex puzzle. Freshman year was the starting point of it all. Anxious, ready to begin the high school journey, unsure of where you'll fit in, and confused with where each and every piece belonged to complete the puzzle to graduation. Amongst the confusion and exclusion from the upperclassmen, however, senior were the role models we aspired to be and examples we looked up to grasp an idea of the most important aspects of high school. The insight the upperclassmen gave us were much like the corner pieces to a puzzle, but the insight they gave us our freshman year were the building blocks for sophomore year and so on. Now, sophomore year was completely different from what you expected from your freshman year. The year moved fast-paced, and you really didn't figure out anything except what classes to take and not to take, which teachers to avoid. Ms. Davis? Just kidding. Not really. Where to sit in class, to avoid being called on by the teacher, and how to sleep through class. But somehow, in some way, you managed to become a junior. Your junior year, you solved the puzzle piece by piece, and you almost got it all figured out. But as you're almost finished with completing the enigma, you have been trying to figure out, everything seems to just get harder. More AP classes, more responsibilities, and worries about college. However, as the challenge and difficulty grew, so did you. You began to take on more of a leadership role rather than a follower. You became leaders and captains of the sports teams, and you began to involve yourself with clubs and more after-school activities. And finally, the so long waited for senior year comes along. The year where the last pieces are put in place to complete the high school picture to graduation. In the beginning of senior year, you are clouded with doubt and worries about which college to apply to, whether you'll be offered admissions, or when you'll hear back from colleges. However, as you begin to hear back from colleges, and you hear the so long awaited offer of admissions, you slowly but surely begin to fall into the never-ending terminal stage of senioritis. After entering senioritis, time flies by, much faster than expected. The last high school moments are cherished with your friends, families, and loved ones. Although it is a great accomplishment to reach the end of high school and solve the long-endured puzzle that took 4 years to solve, the end of high school is not the extremity of a journey, simply the end of a chapter to a story in your life. A story that you can choose how it plays out with the skills you have earned from the 4 years of high school. As Albert Einstein once said, education is what remains after you have forgotten everything you learned in school. And I sincerely hope each and every one of the graduates of 2016 can use the skills acquired to succeed in whichever path they go, and to try their best in all that they do and never give up, and to take risks when in doubt. For a man who never makes a mistake will never make anything. And to close off, I would like to leave you with this quote from Theodore Roosevelt. Far better is it to dare mighty things, to win glorious triumphs, even though checkered by failure, than to rank with those poor spirits who neither enjoy nor suffer much, because they live in the gray twilight that knows not victory nor defeat. Thank you. Now I I present to you the class president and valedictorian for the class of 2016, Ms. Nicole Castro.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the class of 2016, I would like to welcome all faculty, Humphreys alumni, friends, family, and distinguished guests to the third annual graduation ceremony of Humphreys High School. Before commencing my speech, I would like to say a few words of gratitude. To my family, thank you for all the support that you've provided me. Dad, thank you for all the hard work you've done in providing for our family and for putting up with the last minute after school, can you pick me up phone calls. Mom, thank you for the loving and very consistent reminders to keep my grades up and to focus on my education. And to my brother and sister, you're next. Despite our friendly fights and arguments, thank you for being there when it counted. To my friends, it's time for me to get cheesy, and I'm very sorry, but you all were the rock that kept me sane when everything was getting too much, and for that, thank you. No amount of money or riches in the world could get me to give up our endless laughter, jokes, tears, and everything in between. I don't think I could have survived high school without Flo's constant sarcastic remarks or Shannon and Jimmy's random bursts of whatever it is you guys do. And last but not least, thank you to Mr. Pollock and Ms. Davis for believing in me, for watching over me, and letting me vent out my frustrations when I needed to. And even for all the defeated sighs after telling me that I had too much on my plate, I will never forget all the care and love that I received in these 3 years. One of the great honors of being class president or valedictorian is the opportunity to present a speech at my very own graduation. Through all the YouTube videos I've watched, there was a very obvious line between funny and not so funny. It is my great honor to tell you all that I'm very, very bad at being funny or entertaining when giving speeches, so brace yourselves. From the time that we were freshmen all the way to the morning of June 8th, 2016, this is it, guys. We've run out of time. Graduation is here. It's not looming around the corner or slowly making its way. It's here. Our hearts are beating fast, our minds are racing, and our emotions are a wreck. We're all looking back to our high school years and asking, what happened? We were just freshmen a week ago, and now we're graduating? It's not obvious until it happens. Your high school days really do fly by. We look back to our time here and we remember everything, the negative and the positive. We've made friends, we've made enemies, and we've made memories. So much has happened in 4 years, but at the same time, it seems like it wasn't enough. We realize that all our frustrations and tears, the groans and eye-rolling events that we've all gone through, they don't matter. The experience we've acquired, the mental and physical growth we've achieved, that's what matters. High school is a time of uncertainty and stress about the future that we aspire for. It's a time to learn life lessons and to build on our character. High school is a time to find ourselves. There are many things that I've learned during my time in Humphreys High School. One is to stop yourself from taking on too much. You're one person, not a whole army. Another is that it's okay to fail, something that we will experience in the future, no matter how good we are at what we do. Use everything as a learning experience. Use each failure as a stepping stone to where you really want to be, to where you can be at your full potential. I know being in the real world is a terrifying concept. I know that it's hard to see what the future has in store for each and every one of us. I know because I feel the same way. But I believe in all of you. We are the group that's going to change the world, the one to make discoveries. As a very small school with a graduating class of 41 students, we've come so far. With all the obstacles we kept hitting and the disappointments that came after, we continued to prosper, picking up right where we left off. We never let anything stop us. And for that, I am proud to say that I was your senior class president and valedictorian. Thank you for all that you are. Humphreys Senior Class of 2016, we did it. Master is someone of high regard, one who has served many terms to ensure our safety in multiple departments. He was a principal advisor to the Secretary of Defense on all international security strategy and policy issues related to the nations and international organizations of Asia and the Pacific. He also served as the Deputy Director for Foreign Policy on the Obama-Biden transition team. Additionally, he completed a 2-year mobilization on active duty in the United States Navy. During that time, which included a deployment to Afghanistan, he served as an intelligence officer for the Navy Special Warfare Development Group in Virginia Beach, Virginia from 2009 to 2011. Considering these are not all that he has done and will continue to do in the future, it is clear that he is someone that we can look up to. It is my honor to introduce the U.S. Ambassador to South Korea, Mr. Mark Lippert.
Well, thanks everybody. Good evening. Very happy, joyous occasion. Ms. Castro, thank you for your excellent speech. Thank you for your kind introduction. I keep looking for that someone of high regard. It's not here, but anyway. And Mr. Kim, thank you for your speech as well. Well done. Principal, thank you for the kind invitation. I see Colonel Holland here as well. I think there's another high-ranking military officer lurking around here somewhere, but I'm told I have to keep him under wraps, so I'll stop there. But this is all a long way of saying to the third class here at Humphreys, the class of 2006, thank you and congratulations. And as one of the few remaining people standing between you, getting your diploma, getting the heck out of here, spending time with your friends and family, I assure you I will be brief. This occasion does have a very special meaning for me personally. My mother grew up as the daughter of a career Air Force officer, the daughter of a fighter pilot. Listening to my mom describe her childhood when I was growing up, I knew she had a great time, great affinity for being in and around the military. That community in some ways became a part of her larger family, as we heard from some of our earlier speakers here today. She worked at the PX, talked about her time overseas in Germany, told me about her brother's decision, my uncle, to follow in her father's footsteps and become an Air Force pilot, one who ultimately served in Vietnam and elsewhere. But at the same time, I know from my mother how hard being part of a military family can be. Heard the statistic here of 10 new members of this senior class PCS'd in this year. In her experience, she had to move every 2 years, make new friends, and settle into a new community. This is on top of when your parents deploy, work long and strange hours, or have to fly somewhere halfway around the world on a moment's notice. So you may be wondering why the ambassador is using the first part of this short speech to talk about some sea story about his mother. It's really a long way of saying thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your commitment. Simply put, the United States military, the United States of America could not do it without you. So this is a time to say thank you. It's also a time to say congratulations. As they say in the Navy, I think I'm the only sailor in here, Bravo Zulu, strange Navy custom anyway, along with gidunk and other strange terms sailors use. And in Korea, 축하해요, 축하합니다, congratulations, well done. And as we stand here today, regardless of where you graduated in your class, where you are going, I just want to spend the last 2 to 3 minutes on my final topic, a topic that is near and dear to my heart as U.S. Ambassador. I can say with great confidence that I believe each and every one of you will go on to do fantastic things, professionally, personally, socially. But as you spend your life working on these great endeavors, great things, I'm asking you, I'm challenging you to not just be community leaders, not just be American leaders, but also be global leaders and citizens. What do I mean by this? I mean being involved in, actively aware of, and working on the challenges that impact not just your community, not just your country, but impact the world. I'm not saying everyone should go out and be a diplomat, join USAID, join the military, be a Peace Corps volunteers. But what I am saying I can summarize in 5 quick points. First, being a good global citizen is no longer optional. It's required. Our world's most difficult, challenging, and complex problems are global in nature. So it will take global citizens working collectively on these problems together to solve them. Second, being a good global citizen takes investment, whether it's with your educational or career choices, financial contributions, or how you spend your spare time. It's not simply enough to be aware. You have to put some skin in the game. I was a Navy officer once sitting in a class of Navy officers being taught by Army officers on how to basically survive in Iraq. And an Army Ranger summed up this point very well. He said, when the shooting starts, do something. So in other words, invest yourself, do something. Said, third, being a good global citizen requires a constructive agenda. There's no doubt that it is important to speak out and call attention to issues that you feel are wrong or violate humanity's core principles or need correction. But it's not enough simply to describe the problem. We have to work together to come up with common solutions. And that brings me to the 4th point. Good global citizens mean you come up with and work on solutions. And this may be a really tough thing to do. It may be tough to formulate. It may be tough to implement. But the most critical step in that process is proposing something. It's having a positive agenda. It's okay if it's not completely thought through or fulsome, because the best ideas are the ones that come first, and they're the key that kick off the collaborative, iterative process that will ultimately help solve some of our biggest challenges in the world. And last, being a good global citizen means you search out for that part of being a citizen that most interests you, the one that you find compelling and interesting. There are many ways to contribute and to help make the world a better place. All types of careers, charitable work, service activities. So find something that works for you and grabs your attention. It will ultimately keep you involved. Whether it's the environment, serving our country like many of your parents, global health, international business, teaching abroad, hosting an exchange student, being an exchange student yourself, working on international political affairs, so forth. If it interests you, that more than anything else will keep you coming back to the issue. And this service takes many different forms. It impacts the world in many different ways. And we need this diversity of service, all working together to solve the world's problems today. Let me conclude by saying you are already way ahead of the game. In fact, when I was your age, I thought, let me just say this, you are standing here on really one of the front lines of freedom around the world. You are halfway around the world from your home countries. And that is why I'm speaking to you this way. That is why, as the representative of the United States of America here, I can say this with confidence, we are counting on you. And when I was your age, this is the point I was getting to, I skipped ahead, I was sort of laughing. I thought that going 3 miles to the mall in a different suburb of Cincinnati was exploring the world and constituted service, I think maybe to the Gap or something, anyway. And so it's been a long road for me. And you are already well ahead of the game. Your backgrounds, your experience, your education reflected in the great speeches I heard earlier today. Your families have put you on this path to do great things in the world. And to that end, my final message is go. Go with confidence. Go with the knowledge of your strong foundation. Be a leader. Solve some of the world's toughest challenges. Leave the world a better place for you, your parents. Kapshida. Thank you.
appreciation for taking the time out of your busy schedule and providing us with words of wisdom from the class of 2016.
Tonight, for the first time, Humphreys High School Choir will be singing The Alma Mater by Senior Ben McVeigh, assisted by Mrs. Wall.
Could we have our senior sponsors come up here, please? Mrs. Mundy and Miss Davis, we thank you for being our senior class advisors. Please take center stage as we present our gifts. For your nurturing qualities as you've watched us grow throughout the years, please accept these flowers. Mrs. Mundy, your hard work and patience does not go unnoticed. Please accept this gift basket as our token of appreciation. And it is our honor to present to you a scroll because of your passionate endeavors in the world of literature and art history. The Black Hawk represents the strength of your support behind the scenes. Ms. Davis, we present to you a candle for lighting the way as our junior and senior class advisor for 2 years. A statue for embodying the school motto and exemplifying its qualities to soar above the rest. And last but not least, a poster for providing us with words of wisdom. English is good. All the time. Okay, wait. I want my phone. I would like to I would like to ask Ms. LaFawn to come up on stage to present the Benjamin Humphreys Award. First inaugural.
Oftentimes, we celebrate the successes of our students in academics, fine arts, and athletics. So, today we are starting an important tradition at Humphreys High School to celebrate one senior, boy or girl, that exhibits top qualifiers for character. You know, the characteristics that you trust and like. You hire those people, you want to work with that people, and you like them for their friendship. As an annual event, we have a large plaque that will be displayed in the front foyer of our school to honor those seniors. This award was nominated and voted on by teachers for the person that should be honored for their character, honor, integrity, tolerance, cooperation, fairness, citizenship, responsibility, courage, respect, discipline, and dependability. The 2016 Benjamin K. Humphrey Award goes to Jeremy Davis.
After each student's name is announced, their legacy statement will be read by Ms. Petz or Mr. Lauer. This is the seniors' chance to share their appreciation or words of wisdom. Row 1, please stand. Each graduate will receive their diploma and a school coin. In turn, they will give Miss Kennedy a marble which represents them and the class of 2016. Jalen Barmer.
Senior year was hard, but it's finally over. Struggled a bit, but I made it, and I'm proud of myself.
Charles John Batista.
Whenever you're at your lowest, use it to bring yourself up and be better than you were before.
Kelvin Beld.
It's the people who make up a school, so be the best you can be.
Kate Caberti.
To the Humphreys community, thank you for empowering my flaws and helping me find courage and strength to grow.
Nicole Castro.
Life is a walking contradiction. Keep it simple.
Florencia Choi.
Today officially marks the end of my high school career and the beginning of my future. Annyeong, adios, and don't miss me too much.
Samuel Cornwall.
I was told to decide, or someone would decide for me. So I guess it has been decided.
Seth Coase.
High school was chill. Shout out to the people who stayed real. Don't stress and stay blessed. I'm out.
Jeremy Davis.
I wouldn't be here if I didn't have the support of my parents, Miss Miller, Miss Jong, and my SAI. Thank you.
Shannon DeSena.
Discovering what makes us happy is our next challenge.
Elizabeth Dugan.
Thank you, Mom and Dad.
Leme Edson.
High school wasn't a struggle. The struggle was to pronounce a word. Pep rally.
Vanessa Ingram.
We are one. No matter how different our looks are, we should not be segregated. We are one united soul.
2, please stand. Renee Evangelista.
JJ, Jake, Helen, I'll only be one call away. Thank you to my family and friends for everything. I love you.
Emma Holland.
Live a life that serves as an example.
Maricia Hudson.
My father always told me, in school, you learn lessons, then you take the test. But in life, you take the test, then you learn the lessons.
Kevin Jung.
Life isn't how it seems to be. No matter how much planning you do, nothing will always be perfect.
Imani Johnson.
Life is too short to be anyone else. I thank my mom for pushing me to be uniquely and honestly myself.
Abigail Kim.
Finding the balance between reliance on self and reliance on others became the root of my strength.
Joey Kim.
Sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. High school, simple times.
Amanda Leisure.
But creating ourselves.
Brett Leisure.
The best moments in life are the ones spent with the people we love.
Kara Lee.
Work hard so you can shop harder.
Caleb Livingston.
The end of school is the opening of a new world.
Jared Luna.
When you take a 10-minute study break and it accidentally lasts the whole semester.
Benjamin McVeigh.
Always remember that you are absolutely unique, just like everyone else.
Row 3, please stand. Christian Mano.
I would like to thank my teachers, staff, and most importantly, my family and friends. I wouldn't be here without you guys.
Kiana Mills.
This moment is such a blessing. Grandma Pearl, I know you are looking down and smiling. Your baby finally made it.
Jinwell Mangalo.
Thanks for all the people that helped me get to this day. I made it.
Benjamin Moon.
I would like to thank my parents and teachers for preparing me for the $40,000 debt that I'm going to have.
Cameron Moore.
For whoever plans on doing a lot within the community, raise mentors, ensure success for generations to come after you.
Sharon Murphy.
All the thanks to my loved ones. Learning to love myself was the best thing I've ever done.
Asia Page.
Thank you, Mom and Dad, for everything. I love you so much. Thanks for all the support from everybody.
Jaisha Rasun.
This was nothing like High School Musical, but it was still pretty memorable. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Sean Santana.
He already misses free food.
Jimmy Scoggins.
Never, under any circumstance, use a portable air mattress pump as a hairdryer. It will not turn out well.
Shania Siebert.
Difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations.
Kevin Searle.
Success. You're the only one in the way.
Savannah White.
What's meant to be will be. Thank you, Mom, Dad, and my sister Sabrina for always supporting me.
Row 3, you may be seated.
The moment you've been waiting for. Seniors, please stand. On behalf of the Department of Defense Education Activity and its director, Mr. Thomas Brady, Department of Defense Dependent Schools Pacific Area and its director, Ms. Lois Raff, and the Korea District and its superintendent, Dr. Judith Allen, I have reviewed and certified your official school transcripts and now have the honor and privilege to announce that you, the members of the class of 2016, are now alumni of Humphreys High School. But we have one more responsibility for Nicole Castro, your class president.
Excuse me, parents. You know. Excuse me, parents.
Just one second. We wanted to let you know that we're going to have the students go out, and then after the parents go out, we're going to pull the kids back up on the steps for one final class picture, and then we'll have them go out into the courtyard for the cap toss. But we want to take one last class picture as graduates, and then we need to move them out in the courtyard so when they toss their caps, they don't go on the roof. So when you exit, we wanted to let you know you're going to exit, and then we're going to pull the kids back up on the steps. Thank you.